Hey guys, all right, so we're going to take our body percussion and break it down to some visuals today so we understand how the parts fit together and work. Um, and for some of you, this is going to be a review of stuff that we've covered last year. We didn't cover it a lot, so even if it's a review for you, it'll probably be a good review. All right, so let's start with the patterns first, coming right into this. Now, if you feel like, man, I've already got this, that's great. It's just like in soccer or basketball or any other sport where you practice one of those fundamental skills like ball handling. You don't stop doing it because you feel like you've got it. You continue to practice it. Well, this is just like that. This is one of those fundamental skills to making music. All right, so here I'm going to ask you again, how many beats do we have in each pattern? A lot of people answer 3, but indeed, it's 4 beats with 3 sounds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 with that silence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Right? So it's actually 4 beats with 3 sounds. When making music, there's always going to be a consistent beat. It's that heartbeat. It's that thing that just keeps going, but there doesn't have to be sound on it. Silence is a really vital and important aspect of music. And we will talk about that later on this quarter and this year. I'll have some listening examples for you, and some of it will be demonstrating how important silence can be in music. All right, so then 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's that 6th beat is quiet. It's 5 sounds with the 6th beat getting silence. All right, then we have 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, it's important to be able to analyze music, understand how it works, but don't, when you're playing or making music, don't get caught up with the theory of music or the analysis of music. Feeling it together is where it's at. That's the important part. It's innate to us. It's what we're born with. When people tell me, and usually it's parents, tell me, oh, I don't know where my son or my daughter gets their musical skills, their mom, and I certainly don't have it. Well, they do. It was just never built upon. Okay, this isn't some magical gift that some people get. Now, some people are naturally better at it than others, just like some are naturally better or find it easier to understand math or find it easier to write really well. And stop. Okay, so that's those are those 3 different parts, and this here is analyzing how those parts fit together. So if we're doing the top, the square is the clap, then the lines are the pat, pat, and then we have a rest right here. So then clap, pat, pat, clap, pat, pat, rest, clap, pat, pat, rest, right? And then here we had clap, pat, 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 and then it's pat, 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 pat. So the second 2 are the lap, rest, clap, pat, 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 rest, clap. Okay, so that's our 6 pattern. Then our 8 pattern, clap, pat, 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 stomp, stomp, rest. That looks like a 3. Let's fix it and give a little doohickey there. Okay, so anyways, then clap, pat, 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 stomp, stomp, rest, clap. And then I've kind of drawn this orange line here. I don't know if you can see it with the video through the camera, so I'll do it again. But here we have it's where the claps line up, because that's the beginning of the pattern is the claps. Agreed? So clap, pat, pat, clap, pat, pat. Here clap is on its own. Here the clap is on its own. Here it's lined up between the 8 and the 4, which would make sense because we have 4 and then 4 more would equal 8. 4 plus 4 is 8, so it's going to line up after that pattern is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then line up again. Kind of cool getting to do math and music or math through music. Okay, then we have the clap line up here between the 4 and the 6. Well, let's think about why that might be. Common denominator, right? A new term for some of us. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 4 goes into 12 3 times. We have 3 sets of those 4. The 6, does 6 go into 12? Right? 6 plus 6 is 12. So that's our common denominator. They're going to start back over again where the claps line up. Right here. Okay, now let's talk about this. This is where this lines up with the 8 and the 4. So we now have 1 and 2 patterns of 8, which is 16, right? 8 plus 8, 16. So 8 times 2, 2 8s is 16. What about the 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 4. 4 times 4, 16, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's that common denominator again with the 4s and the 8s. They line up here. The 6 isn't going to line up because 6 doesn't go in to 16, does it? It goes into 12, and 6 goes into 24. It also, let's see, is there anywhere else it lines up? There's no other common denominators. Clap doesn't line up here, the clap doesn't line up here, but it does back here, all 3 parts. So how many is that? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 before it starts over. So 24. So we have how many sets in 24 from the 4? We have 1, 2, 3. It's easy because we can clap the clap. Count the claps. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before it repeats. 6. So 6 patterns of 4. 6 times 4. Then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 patterns of 6. Well, that would make sense, right? So that'd be 4 patterns of 6. Still 24. So 6 patterns of 4, 4 patterns of 6. The same math equation, just flipped. So then 24, how many times does 8 go in there? 1, 2, 3 before it repeats. That means there's 3 groups of 8, which also equals then 24. So that's our common denominator between those 3 patterns. Okay, they won't come back together until we've done 6 of those patterns and come back together. 4 of these patterns before they come back together. And then 3 of these patterns, right? 2, 3, and then we're back together. All right? So that's how all of that works to make polyrhythms, make music. And then it lines back up right here. And then we start over here and come through. All right, now, if you did not understand it, they're looking at me like, Mr. Jacks, that is way over my head, and that's okay. This is just kind of fun. It's fun to understand. Doesn't mean you can't make the music if you're not understanding it yet. You will. Some of you may have gone, oh my gosh, math makes sense. No, that's me. I'm a doer. Math makes a lot more sense when I'm doing it. So I like to renovate homes. I've built my own house. With the help of some friends and stuff, but did almost all of it myself. And I used a lot of geometry to figure out building my house. And even in my renovations and stuff, I have to use a lot of my geometry. So now math makes sense because I'm using it. Music is another way to make math make sense for some of us. Okay, so go back to the video, and I'll try to put it at the top of your stream or reassigner or something so it's on your radar. But the one where there's 3 of me with the different scarves, I want you to go back and practice each one of those parts and think about what we just learned here and see how that fits together again. All right? So, body percussion and math. Pretty fun. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next video.